Have you ever wondered what would happen if the life you've been given, every gift, every resource, every moment was suddenly weighed, measured, and judged? Imagine this. One day your life isn't just your own anymore. It's a trust, a treasure placed in your hands by the Master himself. What will you do with it? Hide it? Waste it? Or multiply it into something far greater? This is the heart-pounding story Jesus told, the parable of the talents. And I want you to feel it as though you were there, standing among the crowd, hearing his words for the very first time. The sun was setting over the hills of Judea, painting the sky in gold and crimson. A warm breeze carried the faint smell of olives and dust as the people gathered around Jesus. Farmers, fishermen, mothers with children, clinging to their robes, all leaning in, hanging on his every word. Jesus looked into their eyes, his voice steady, piercing the silence. "The kingdom of heaven," he began, "is like a man who was about to go on a long journey. He called his servants and entrusted them with his wealth." At once the crowd stirred. Wealth? A master leaving on a journey? This was a story they understood. Many had seen rich landowners disappear for months, leaving their servants responsible for their estates. Jesus continued. To one the master gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1 each according to their ability. Then he went away. You need to understand just how shocking this was. A talent wasn't just a small coin. No, it was a weight of silver or gold worth decades of wages. Imagine being handed millions of dollars in today's value, placed in your care with no contract, no instructions, only trust. The weight of responsibility would press heavy on your shoulders. And so the story unfolds. The first servant, with fire in his eyes, grips the 5 talents. He wastes no time. He goes out to the markets, buys goods, invests, trades, risks, everything. The clamor of the marketplace echoes, coins clinking, merchants shouting, deals being struck. And slowly, day after day, his wealth multiplies. 5 becomes 10. The second servant, though given less, carries the same determination. He enters the market with his 2 talents, his heart pounding with both fear and courage. He negotiates carefully, watches, learns, invests, and soon his 2 become 4. But the third servant, his story is different. He clutches the single talent tight in his fist, eyes darting with suspicion. What if I lose it? What if something goes wrong? The master is harsh, I can't risk his anger, so he goes to the outskirts of the village. He finds a patch of dirt, drops to his knees, and with trembling hands digs a hole. The sun beats down on his back as sweat drips from his brow. He buries the silver deep in the ground, patting the earth flat, dust clouding the air. He sighs in relief. Safe, hidden, forgotten. Time passes. Days turn into months. The master is away, and the servants live with their choices. Some restless with ambition, others content in their fear. Then one day footsteps echo on the road. The sound of horses, the shout of heralds. The master returns. The servants are summoned. Their hearts race. The air is thick with tension. The first servant steps forward, chest out, hands trembling with both excitement and nerves. He lays 10 heavy bags before the master. "Sir," he says, his voice breaking with emotion, "you entrusted me with 5 talents. Look, I have gained 5 more." The master's eyes shine with pride. He places his hand on the servant's shoulder and says the words that echo through eternity. "Well done, good and faithful servant." You were faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many. Enter into the joy of your master." The servant breathes deep, relief and joy flooding his soul. The second servant comes next. His hands set down 4 talents. "Master," he says with humility, "you gave me 2, and see, I have gained 2 more." The master smiles warmly. "Well done, good and faithful servant. You too were faithful with little. Now you will be entrusted with more. Enter into the joy of your master." The servant bows, tears glistening in his eyes, his heart bursting with fulfillment. But then silence. The third servant approaches slowly, head bowed, clutching the single dusty talent. His words tumble nervously. "Master, I knew you to be a hard man, reaping where you did not sow, gathering where you scattered no seed. I was afraid, so I went and hid your talent in the ground. Here it's yours. Take it back." The crowd around Jesus shifts uncomfortably. Fear, excuses, blame. They can almost feel the tension in the air. The master's face darkens. His voice thunders with disappointment. "You wicked, lazy servant. If you knew I reap where I have not sown, then you should have at least put my money in the bank so it could earn interest. But instead you buried it." Then the master commands, "Take the talent from him and give it to the one who has 10. For to everyone who has, more will be given, and they will have abundance. But from the one who has nothing, even what they have will be taken away." And then the chilling final words, "Cast this worthless servant outside into the darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth." The crowd is silent. No one dares to breathe. The story has landed like a hammer blow. Now, pause for a moment. Can you feel the weight of it? This isn't just a story about money. This is about life itself. Every gift, every skill, every opportunity, every heartbeat, it all comes from God. He has entrusted it to you. The question is not what you were given, but what you did with it. Some people are given 5 talents, great resources, influence, abilities. Others may only have 2 or 1, but the master's response shows us something powerful. It wasn't about how much they started with. It was about what they did with it. The first 2 received the exact same reward. Both heard, "Well done, good and faithful servant." But the third, his downfall wasn't that he had little. It was that he did nothing. Fear froze him. Doubt chained him. And in the end, what he thought he was protecting, he lost. Now bring this into today. Think about your own life. What has God placed in your hands? Maybe it's creativity. Maybe it's leadership. Maybe it's compassion, wisdom, or even financial blessing. Perhaps it's the gift of encouragement or simply the time and energy to serve others. The question is, are you multiplying it or burying it? Are you using what God gave you to bless, to build, to inspire, to grow? Or are you hiding it out of fear of failure or fear of what others might think? Jesus is painting a picture of accountability. One day, we too will stand before the Master, and he will ask us, "What did you do with what I placed in your hands?" And in that moment, excuses won't matter. What will matter is whether we were faithful. This parable isn't meant to scare us, it's meant to wake us up, to remind us that what we have is not ours to waste, but God's to grow. And the most incredible part, when we are faithful with little, he promises to entrust us with more. Faithfulness today unlocks abundance tomorrow. So as we close, let me ask you, what are you doing with your talent? Are you multiplying what God gave you, or are you burying it in the ground? The truth is, you don't have to start big. The servants who multiplied started small, but they moved. They acted, they risked, and their faithfulness bore fruit. So maybe your next step is picking up that dream again, or reaching out to help someone, or using your voice to encourage, your hands to serve, your resources to bless. Because in the end, when the Master returns, the only words that truly matter are, "Well done, good and faithful servant." So now I ask you, what would you have done in this moment? Would you have risked it all or buried it in the ground? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear them. And if this story moved you, don't forget to subscribe for more powerful Bible stories. And share this video with someone who needs encouragement today.